What's up, y'all? This is Rom back at you with yet another car video. The best way to understand the select, non-select paradigm. The best way to understand it, man. Because, one of the things, every time I mention it, I get either comments or people hit me up privately. They be like, yeah, Uncle Ron, am I select? Yeah. I'm this tall, or I've been hitting the gym and all of that, and I've been like, yeah. Look, here's a very simple way to understand if you select or non-select. Very simple way. Select men, women handing them the nanny, the pussy, coming for them, choosing up on them. Non-select, women ain't choosing up on them. But, you can still get some if you're non-select, and I'll get into that in a bit. But that's the best way to understand. Are women handing you the pussy? Handing you the pussy. So, if you ain't getting none, you ain't select. And if you're virgin, you ain't select. Because by the very nature of it, it's sex. It's a sexual hierarchy in terms of how women behaving. That's the best way to understand it. It's very simple. Like, ask yourself, be honest with yourself, even if you ain't honest with everybody around you. Has the women who got what you handed it to you, or wanted to hand it to you, or are they handing it to you currently, or whatever? That's how you know if you select. Now, even that, you gotta break that down into different categories. Like in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I break it down into Mr. Goodbar and the Masked Man. Now, Mr. Goodbar, he's at the top of the sexual hierarchy. He's at the top. Women handing him the poo. Now, contrary to popular belief, he might not be like that drop-dead model dude. He might not be. In fact, he might be medium ugly or something. What they all have, the Mr. Goodbars, is sexual charisma. That's the thing. They turning on a woman sexually, so that's a combination of your physicality, and that could be your looks, but you could be a medium ugly dude or something like that. Or you could be more rough, but you pretty much have a nice body. And I'm saying in general, and sexual charisma, just your attitude, how you dealing with the woman or something. Or something in you that'll let the woman be free. Something in you can bring the freak out in a woman. And they'll see that shit and hand it to you. In fact, Mr. Goodbar types, it's not a surprise to find out some woman in their neighborhood handed them the shit when they were little. That's why I say, if you're a virgin, you ain't select. You ain't select, seriously. Ain't no, fuck all the bullshit, fuck all the other stuff around it. If the women ain't handing it to you, you ain't select. Seriously. And guys select men, I can always tell. All I do is listen to them. They'll say, yeah, this woman, did this or that, came with this pie. Open the legs for me on the job, some. They ain't working too hard. In fact, their biggest complaint is all the women throwing it at them and stuff, right? So that's the Mr. Goodbar, and then there's the Masked Man. Now, to understand, the mask ain't necessarily the man playing games or something like that, or hiding something. It's that part of his appeal is how much money he got, his status, all of that. Even his looks. One thing, like the Mr. Goodbar, he don't have to be drop dead handsome. The Masked Man does. And even then, the women handed it to him, but they ain't gonna hand it to him as fast. They gonna like wait a bit. They gonna look. They'll hand it to him, but not as quickly. Right? Not as quickly. And usually the man gotta have a lot. And he gotta have a little bit of game too. You gotta have a little bit of game. One thing, Mr. Goodbar, you don't always have to have game. If he got it, that makes it even better. But you talk to some Goodbars, you put them in a position where they actually have to do some work to get a woman. Usually they can't. Usually the women handed it to them for one reason or the other. Some physicality, charisma, masculinity. What I used to talk about a lot more, PCM, physique, charisma, masculinity. Then, in fact, that's why that's one of the reasons I talk about body game. Because usually they'll have a pretty good body or something. They'll have something, or they'll have some charisma or something. They're going to have, the one common denominator is charisma, but most of them will be built all right, but all of them ain't. All of them ain't. But it's something about them that turns a woman on, or lets the woman know, hey, she can be that freak. She can give it up to him. You know, it'd be like you get those old women who be chasing those young boys. Those young boys are typically Goodbars. All right? You get some of those lesbians and shit who will mess with a dude. Those dudes are typically Goodbars. You know? Now, you got the women making a plate for these dudes. The dudes are typically Goodbars. The women are 12 to 5 women. 12 midnight to 5 in the morning, coming over all late, you know, paying for the hotel rooms and shit. Those are typically Goodbars. They being selected. And then the masked man, yeah, the thing about them is, and they up there, but see, they masters of the universe type. They masters of the universe type. They ain't some ordinary dudes that are just out there. When they making money, shoot, they got lifestyle, everything, and they learn how to use it. Because there's going to be some women who chase them. There's going to be some women who chase them down. But they ain't going to go as hard as they do with the Goodbars, but they still select. So it's like the Mr. Goodbar got that nice drug, that pure cut, right? Instead of a woman tapping her arm, she tapping those thighs. She want that drug. She want that romantic intoxication. And then the masked man, yeah, he can bring he got that cut drug. His drug is kind of cut. They can give women that intoxication, but not to the same hit as a Goodbar. You know? Let's put it like this. In a very simple terms, women want to fuck Mr. Goodbar. That's when you select. When women want to fuck you, they try and figure it out. Even when a Goodbar approaches a woman, that woman been checking him out for a while. She put herself in position. He thinking he just saw her right then. Now she been seeing him for a while. And some of the more experienced ones, they notice, they be like, damn, this woman been doing all this. Let me give her a holler. Boom. So that's select. But see, a lot of guys non-select. Because you got the gamesmen and the nice guys who are non-select. Now the gamesmen, the women ain't handed it to them. Now, you get some gamesmen. They generally non-select, but they got to be persistent. They got to have something. They got to stay on a woman. Because they ain't enough for the select to go around, so women still got to deal with them. And in fact, I talked about one type of non-select guy. They get there as poon hounds. But see, they got to chase. They got to do all this shit, right? Most guys ain't there. You got to, because you got to stay on top of a woman. And see, that's the type of guy, right? He might go over a woman's house. She might let him suck the breastises and nothing else. You know? Might let him give her a massage. And then, you know, she can't get the guy that she actually want. You know? And masked men, they picky as fuck. They are picky as fuck. If that woman ain't a high-level beauty or something like that, he ain't fucking with her. So you get a lot of women, they got no choice but to fuck with that guy who's showing some interest or something. But he still ain't select, because if she decide, I mean, if a select guy, like, just return her call or something, she'll drop that non-select guy real quick. Here's the equivalent. You get some guys say they don't want that fat woman with an unfortunate face. But then if the fat woman tell the dude she gonna suck his dick and she gonna give it up some, there's a lot of good dudes that still mess with that. That's pretty much what the non-select gamesman is to some women. He's that guy that she'll deal with because she can't get the top two. And even then, she still ain't, that's only a tiny percentage of that. Most of them ain't getting any play. Or most of them gotta luck up on some shit. Right? And then the nice guys, she just ain't sexually turned on by nice guys, period. That's it. That's it. I don't care what he do, how much he pay for something. I've had several women, I talked to several women about that. Several women. Because when my book first came out back in 2000, I had a lot of women who reviewed it. I had a lot of women who reviewed it. And I was doing like some book clubs and stuff with some women. And they said, and they were breaking it down. They were saying the nice guy kind of like a woman's brother. He cool, they like him, they'll talk to him. Hell, they'll be real friendly to him. But it's like their brother. He just don't turn them on sexually. That's it. That's it. Because that whole, like I said, the whole select, non-select thing is basically a sexual hierarchy. So they'll want Mr. Goodbar. That's the guy who turns them on, right? Fully. The masked man, he don't turn them on to the same extent, but turns them on enough. And, you know, the women might think about it or something. And, you know, he's like the consolation prize, right? He got a little bit of money, a little bit of status and all of that. The gamesman, he got to really work for it. He got to really work for it. And even then, a lot of times, a lot of them ain't going to get it because a lot of them ain't going to learn any game. They ain't going to figure out what they can do to get that woman or something, right? They ain't going to figure it out because they got to work. Gamesmen got to work. Non-select guy, they got to work. Like Mr. Goodbar don't have to work. He can go someplace. He can go in a restaurant, sit and just eat his buffalo wings. He gonna get some. The gamesman, shit, he gotta work like a motherfucker. And even then, it's pretty much she'll deal with him when she just wants something and nothing, you know. Nobody else is up in there. And then the nice guy, he just don't turn her on. She ain't turned on by him. I mean, that's it. That's it. And a lot of guys, and you know, I'm gonna tell you what, and it's all sexual. Now, a lot of guys, you know, a lot of men will think some guy look good and stuff, but that don't automatically make him select. Because you got to turn, because it's all about a woman and is her vagina tingling. And women, I'm going to tell you something with women, man. Different men can turn them on sexually. Uh-oh, got Popo up here. I see them. Uh-huh. Yeah, but anyway, right? A lot of women, you got to understand some women. Sometimes they don't always want what some guys want. Right? Like a lot of guys think some women want to get married to every guy or go out. Man, sometimes they just want some D. You know? Like with the Mr. Goodbar types, you know, they turned on and they know they sharing them. They don't give a fuck. As long as he give them, as long as they tapping their thighs, as long as he give them that drug, that romantic intoxication, you know, that good. As long as they get that, right? Damn, they got multiple. Oh man. Got his thing up. I'm at 29 miles per hour, motherfuckers. Batman is mine. know the speed traps around here. But anyway, right? Like, when I talk about, like, one thing about me, I see stuff from a select perspective. It is what it is. And, like, when I talk about women choosing a man, right? When I talk about women choosing a man, they're going to choose a selector. Now, some guys get mad and ask what they can do to be chosen and shit. Well, damn. I got 4,000 and some videos. Shit, got a Patreon. Oh, incidentally, real quick, for those who join my Patreon but don't want to pay anything, join as free members. Y'all wasting your motherfucking time. I ain't giving y'all shit. Y'all can get free stuff and just staying on my, just follow my regular channel. Y'all can get free stuff. I take game to another level on my Patreon. I be giving y'all some stuff. Shoot, or when I'm talking about body game, or because the thing about Mr. Goodbar, he's not only attractive, but he also got an open mind towards sex. And one thing about him, he don't give a fuck about a woman's body count or some shit. He just like, because he ain't trying to settle with her anyway, so he don't give a fuck. You know? And he trust me, he got some stories. He got some stories. But that's the difference, though. Which men are being selected, which men aren't being selected. And like I said, there's a special type of non-select, what I call poon hounds. They just know how to chase. They figured out how to get in there anyway. But even they know they ain't the main one, and you know they cool with that. They know the woman ain't tripping off of them. But see, they'll get 5 or 6 women they ain't tripping off of. Who ain't tripping off of them, and they good. They good. But a lot of dudes be still trying to do some game, or some still don't be working or something. And even then, the women just dealing with them because they can't get the first two. And the nice guy, I feel bad for the nice guy, because the nice guy, they be some genuine dudes. They be feeling, you know, got money, got everything, even got a degree of looks. But something about them just don't turn them on. In fact, I'm going to share a video. I got to find that. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. But it's when this, I'm going to remember that shit. I'm going to find that shit. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. I'll find it, though. I'm going to look in the description box. There's a video. It'll show you on Mr. Goodbar. It'll show you a nice guy. You know, because a nice guy be having all the flowers and put all the shit up, and probably don't look that bad to the woman. That's one thing. But for whatever reason, don't turn the woman on. Damn, I can't remember the name of that video. I shared that video a few times before. I cannot remember that name right now. Watch, I remember that. I'll remember it by the time. I think I know how to find that shit. I'm gonna put that shit in the, just watch that video. That'll tell you. That'll tell you. Because that's it. If you select, women want to fuck you. They ain't no, you don't have to think about it. Shit, women gonna give you that shit. You gonna go over a woman's house. You take her out on a date. You take her back to her place. She might go in her bedroom or something. She coming back out in a nightie or something. She coming out in a nightie. You tell her you live with your parents or something in the basement or something. She telling you that. I remember this woman told me one time. She got with this guy, kind of a good bar. I was like, and she knew she wasn't all that either. She said, how'd you get with him? She said, she easy and she brought beer. I was like, damn. Women hand them the pussy. And, you know, the guys, the masked men, but see, Women might fantasize about them, but see, those dudes are picky as hell. Those dudes are picky as hell. They ain't gonna mess with every woman. That's something I need to talk about too. A lot of these women be up here fantasizing and shit, thinking they gonna get some top dude. Man, not with the masked man. Maybe a Goodbar, slumming Goodbar, but not with a masked man. And that's another thing. Just here's a general thing. Women like the Goodbars. Goodbars ain't gonna be complaining about women or all that shit. Cause even if they ain't fucking a woman, women gonna generally like them. Women gonna come around and all that shit. Oh, got Popo up here. Oh man. Oh shit. They must got this. First of the month, these spammers, they said, well shit, let's go get our money early. But that's the motto though. That's the motto right there. Everybody don't make it ain't more complicated than that. Women want to fuck the select. They don't want to fuck the non-select. Unless, only caveat is if you one of those non-select and you just persistent as fuck. I mean, you gotta be persistent as fuck, and then she can't get the first two. And even then, you gotta realize she'll drop you at the drop of a hat. You'll get dropped easily because she ain't selecting you. She ain't selecting. She ain't coming over to your apartment late at night sucking your dick. Shit. That's basically it. It's a sexual hierarchy. It's a sexual hierarchy. In fact, you might not even. It's whoever turning on a woman sexually. Most important thing in a woman's eyes with them is their dick works. Yeah, their dick works. I don't even have to add to it. Their dick works. They know what to do with it. And usually if they turn on a woman right, they can always come back. Yeah, that's one thing. If you tap a woman right, she always wants seconds. You can get her years later. She can be married or something to somebody. You be like, hey baby, what you doing? Well, I'm married, but why don't we meet right here? It is what it is. It is what it is. And I know some guys will be, first thing a guy will be like, they'll be like, what can I do? What can I do to get there? Well, damn, dude, I got 4,000 videos. Shit, hit the gym first. Then get your attitude right. Learn how to be cool. Learn how to be cool with women. I mean, some motherfuckers still ain't gonna make it no matter what, but it is what it is. No. And I say that because I have said in the past that any man can become select, but a lot of them, and I've had some commenters say that, a lot of them just ain't gonna do the work. They gonna complain, but not do the work. But anyway, though, I'm going here and do my thing, get my food. Anyway, y'all. That's it. I know it's Friday, so you ain't getting one over the weekend. You ain't getting a car video. Y'all get my usual inspirational stuff. But you ain't getting a car video. And that's cool. So anyway, y'all. Get back with y'all. Y'all have a good weekend, and hey girl, I see you. You should go for some street dude. Anyway. Oh, and Anybody else on my Patreon next week? I'll be talking about some basics on how to read women on my Patreon. Y'all need to get on my Patreon. That's when I really give some shit. Cause people real quick, dudes who really know the game know I don't really be giving y'all shit. I give y'all just a bit, just a little bit. If y'all want to get a bit more, y'all need to be on Patreon. And even more than that, well, I ain't gonna tell you how to get there. But y'all need to get on my Patreon and stuff. So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace and blessings.